Hey guys, this is Camper15 back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another Clippers playoff game recap. Oh man, was that a tough one to watch a bit and just take in. So yes, the Clippers sadly lost today at the score of 127 to 114. The Dallas Mavericks in game two. So now the series is tied 1-1. And so far, the way the Clippers are playing, the way they played tonight was not good. Not good, and it's not looking good unless they change things up going forward for this series. Otherwise, things might get pretty bad. Look, my thoughts on the game. We fought hard. The Mavericks did to us what we did to them in game one. They start the game off, you know, they start the game off on fire where they get up on us really early, but the Clippers battle back. But then unlike Dallas, what they did is we never got a chance to reclaim the lead. We were always one step, if not two, maybe three, four steps behind Dallas. And Dallas tonight, they executed all their plays. They hit the shots when they needed to hit the shots to keep the Clippers from making the game close and overtaking them. And the players just did their jobs. Players showed up today, and that's what Dallas Mavericks bench really did. Luka and Porzingis, they didn't really do much. Well, they did things, but they didn't have much of an impact as Game One, did when I'm referring to Luka. But still, after this game, it's like, well, there's clearly things the Clippers need to look back on and get back to the drawing board. Defense is still a freaking issue that they need to work on here because the defense was okay to not what you would say is quality defense. Players today didn't step up and do their job. JaMychal Green, he wasn't good tonight. Reggie Jackson, he was iffy tonight. Paul George, he wasn't good tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm gonna criticize him too. He was great. He was great. In game one, but game two, he was bad. He was bad. He wasn't bad, but he was bad. Um, you know, I thought Zubac should have played more minutes, especially late in that game when there was a possibility of a chance to get back in the game. But Doc is being Doc and didn't want to play him, even though Zubac only played 18 minutes in this game. Bench, the Mavericks bench, we didn't play really good in the minutes when Luka was not on the court. They let guys like Trey Burke kill him tonight. Seth Curry, again, killed him tonight, even after I said you cannot let the side guys get cooking. Tim Hardaway Jr. was all right tonight. See, look, it's just a repeated thing. And then also the biggest factor is Patrick Beverley was out tonight, which obviously the Clippers really freaking missed him. So I think the Clippers are now I think they're now 10-12 without when Patrick Beverley doesn't play. I think that's their overall record. I guess to get the Patrick Beverley situation out of the thing, he was hurt he has an injured, left calf strain, the same one that kept him out for a few of the bubble seeded games. Doug Rivers said he wasn't moving good in practice or something. Look, if he needs to rest that, he needs to rest that. Honestly, I'd say stay off the calf. Don't do nothing. Ice that bad boy up, and hopefully by, Friday, he's good to go because we clearly missed him. As like I said, you can see Patrick Beverley is a clear, he's a key, team player where he needs to play. And I'm saying this, if he can't go game three and we lose game three, he desperately needs to play game four. Otherwise, we might be in some trouble, guys. We might be in some trouble if we get the same production we got tonight. So again, if you didn't check out last week's or a few nights videos, which I believe was Monday night's video. You didn't see Monday night's video. What I'm going to do is run through the stats. the team stats, and then the player by player stats, and then give my overall thoughts on things, what I liked and what I didn't like. There is some things I liked, probably like a tiny bit of things I like, but there's a whole grand of schemes that I did not like tonight. So, anyways, field goal wise, the Mavericks hit 44 out of their 88 shots, while the Clippers had 84 attempts, but we only made 37 of that. Field goal percentage was the Mavericks at 50%, while we had 44%. 3-point, Mavericks made 13 of their 29 three-pointers, while the Clippers had, a dozen of times where they had wide open threes but missed them, and we only made 10. The 3-point percentage was for the Mavericks was 44.8, while we were at 29.4 at 3-point percentage. Free throws, out of 37 free throw attempts, Dallas hit 26, while we had 39 free throw attempts and we had 30. We cannot miss these free throw attempts. We cannot. They're free baskets for a reason. Free throw percentage, Dallas was 70.3%, while we were 76.9. Dallas out-rebounded us by 2 rebounds. As I go down into the stats, Dallas had 25 assists. We only had 16. There was a lot of ISO ball in this game from the Clippers. There was not a lot of passing the ball around the court, not setting, things up, or setting up players up and stuff like that. Steals, Dallas had 5. We had 4. There was 4 blocks from Dallas, while we had 2 blocks. Total turnovers, Dallas cut the turnovers down, and they only have 9. Well, what happened with us? 15 turnovers. 15 turnovers, guys. That's another reason why we lost this game. 15 turnovers. That can't happen. So Doc's going to have to tell the guys, do not be sloppy with the ball. We obviously, this time, we had more points off turnovers. But still, regardless, it is what it is. The Dallas Maverick had 4 more points than us in points in the paint. The teams were equally matched up in fouls. And again, the largest lead for Dallas was 18. Now we're going to get to the play-by-play stats. So this is when I kind of go in depth, talking about things that I didn't like and stuff that, are not really the box score. What the heck am I doing? Box score. So anyways, let's get to it. Okay. So Max Kleber, 4 points, but he had a plus 14 on the court. He had 10 rebounds. Would I say that's a factor to do with Zubac's not playing a lot? I think so. Porzingis, he had 23. Yeah, I personally, honestly didn't think Porzingis had much of an impact in the game. You can see he was only a plus 1 on the court. I personally think, he didn't have that much of an impact on the game. You can say otherwise, but hey, I thought he didn't have much of an impact on the game. That's just me. Finney Smith had 8 points. Okay. Tim Hardaway Jr. As I pause this video, 17 points. What did I say on Monday? You cannot have Tim Hardaway Jr. score nearly up to 20 points. What happened here? He may have shot 5 for 13 from the field, but guess what? He made 3 of his his 3 points and hit 4 of his free throws. That's 17 points right there. He was a -1, but still had 17 points at 17 points. That can't happen. I said directly, the Clippers cannot have Tim Hardaway Jr. or any other side player get almost next to near 20 points. That cannot happen, if not up to more than 15 or around that. Luka Doncic, who the Clippers actually did a better job guarding today, also is because he more than likely he got into foul trouble too. He had 28 points. He went 8 from 17 from the field. He had 4 of his 3-pointers, which wasn't up from Monday's game. He had 8 out of 12 free throws. He had 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Again, Luka Doncic is going to do what Luka Doncic does. The Clippers guarded him much better, but again, he was really only limited in points because, hey, he was in foul trouble, but still, again, the Clippers did a pretty decent job at defending him. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, 0 points. I don't even think he played. Actually, he did play. Boban Marjanovic. Can I just say this? This is like the Joel Embiid syndrome when we play the 76ers. Whenever Boban is in the game, Doc Rivers, you put in Zubats to counteract him. You have Trez going up against Boban. No, that is a clear mismatch. You just had Boban just essentially having one-handed, attempts, and he makes those easy. Because if Zoo's in the game, those are harder shots for Boban to make. That should be a key standpoint for Doc Rivers. Anytime Boban gets in the game, you counteract with him with Zubats. I don't care if he was just taken out, you need to counteract him with Zubats. Every time Boban gets on the court, Zoo needs to be on the court alongside him. Otherwise, the Mavericks will out-rebound us, and Boban will get easy baskets. I'm telling you. He had 13 points, and he was a plus 12 on the court. Again, one of those players that were near 15 and got more than 10 who has no business getting more than 10. I love Boban. I loved him when he was in the Clippers, and I love him a lot. But there's no business for Boban to get more than 10 points. I'm sorry. Again, as you can see, his field goal, he hit 6 of 8. 6 of 8. Most of those attempts he made were when Trez was guarding him. Trey Burke, 16 points. And he was held to I think 9 points last game. You cannot have a bum that almost got ran out of the league have 16 points. And when he got those 16 points, he's confident now. He's confident now. Even though, like I said, he was a plus 2 on the court, he was good tonight for the Dallas Mavericks. He was good tonight. You cannot have Trey Burke scoring 16 points because that's just going to kill you. DeLon Wright, who came in, did decent, even though he didn't do nothing. He hit a 3. But, yeah. Or no, he didn't hit a 3. He hit an and 1 and stuff like that. So, yeah. Or no, he scored only off free throws. My bad. I wasn't looking at the stats. Steph Curry. Again, what did I say? Guard a Curry. 15 points tonight. Can I just not say the game plan's enough? Guard the side guys and, make them take contested 2-pointers over open threes. He went 6 for 9. He had only 1 3-pointer, and he went to the line and made 2 baskets. As you can see, this time tonight, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players for the Mavericks who had more than 10 points. That can't happen. That's the reason why the Mavericks end up winning tonight's game, as well as how they got started off huge and big. Now, the Clippers defense clearly didn't help against that. And I'm going to get to the Clippers stat lineup. Kawhi Leonard, who was the best player on the court, he was the best player for us. He had 35 points, 10 rebounds, so he had a double-double, 2 assists. Again, as you can see through the rundown, the assist totals are either less than 5 or 0 because this team, the Clippers, played a lot of iso ball instead of moving the ball around the court and doing, what we like to do, pass the ball. He went 10 for 21, had 2 3-point attempts out of 6. No, he made 2 out of 6 attempts. He had 13 out of 14 free throws. Kawhi Leonard, he did what he did. He brought it today. Really, Mark, only the other players that showed up were Marcus Morris and Lou Williams, but other than that, that's it. Zubats, I thought should have got more touches. He only had 3 points tonight. He went 1 for 2. Had 1 out of 2 free throws attempts. 4 rebounds. Should have more. And the reason why is because he didn't get no playing time. I knew that not giving Zoo not enough minutes, guess what? I knew when we get to the playoffs, when Doc would do this thing when he would just play Harrell more than Zubats, I just knew it's going to kill us in one of these playoff games. It kind of did here. And as you can see in the minutes, compared to Montrezl Harrell, who had 22 minutes, Zubac had 18 minutes. But, Doc, just a few days ago, you said Zubac really impressed you and you're proud of him and you loved what you saw from Zubac in the bubble. 18 minutes in a playoff game. This ain't Zubac playing against Golden State like last year. This is Zubac playing against Dallas, where we need a rim protector for us. Look, I love Montrez. I do. I honestly do. But Zubac needs to get more minutes. Zubac needs to get more minutes in the times. There's some points in the games where, look, I know Harrell can give you scoring, but look, you need Zubac just for the defensive purposes because late in that game, when it looked like the Clippers could have made a comeback when they were only down by 10, if Zoo was in the game, guess what? Most of the Mavericks players do not get easy, drives to the rim. They do not. I know it's because Doc doesn't want Zubac to be out near the perimeter, and the fact that Zoo doesn't want to be out on the perimeter. Look, that's Zoo. Zoo needs to learn on defense when you have a perimeter player on the pick and roll, drive up. You need to come up and protect him, and your guy will get the pick and roll guy. Reggie Jackson, he had 11 points tonight. He went 4 of 9, hit 3 of his 5 3-point attempts. 2 of the 3-point attempts he attempted were awful. Stupid. It was one of those things where he came to the court and he tried to make a 3-point attempt and contested ones at best. Reggie Jackson, he was playing like crap today. He played like crap. He started off the game playing like crap. Then he gets taken out automatically. So I'm already at the start of the game commending Doc Rivers for taking Reggie Jackson out automatically because he even said it, is that I cannot tolerate what Reggie Jackson is doing. I need the Reggie Jackson that needs to play really well for me and scoring points. Okay, he gave you that. He gave you that when he was hitting those 3 3-pointers. And then when we come back from the half, Reggie Jackson has hit those 3 3-pointers. Clipper fans are like, okay, Reggie Jackson, we're now on your good side again, and we're happy for you. We get within striking distance to either tie. I believe it was to be down by 2 and potentially, and I think it was take the tie. And Clipper fans know what I'm talking about. Reggie Jackson drives into the lane, and he throws up a highly contested floater. And what happens? He misses. And then the Dallas Mavericks go on a run, and that essentially it didn't really seal the deal in the third quarter. If you ask me, the end of that third quarter, the ending minutes of that third quarter was what sealed the deal for this game. But Reggie Jackson, no. Reggie Jackson cannot be an ISO ball player. What we need him to do is do what Patrick Beverley does. Be a 3-and-D guy. Just be a 3-and-D guy. And I know he's not good at playing defense, but when Reggie Jackson is ISOing the ball thinking he's Allen Iverson himself, the Clippers will lose. I will say that. He cannot play good. He has not played well recently, and he continues not to play well. All Reggie Jackson needs to do is hit spot-up shots like he did when he hit those 3 3-pointers. And then guess what? Clipper Nation will love him. But when he's ISOing, I cringe and I tell him, give the ball up. Give the ball up. Next thing you know, by the time I say give the ball up, he's going in ISOing, taking a dumb floater. That's what killed us. That floater killed us when we were making momentum. And then that's the whole game. That was the whole game. We would have chances to get back in the game. We would be down by 2. Either we need to stop. Guess what? Either we play lazy defense, which Dallas gets a basket off, or we foul them. Or we do get the stop, or we either turn the ball over or take a very bad shot, or we play iso ball, which results in another bad shot. That was the problem with the Clippers. They had the chance to get back in this game, but Dallas was like, no, no, no. We are not letting it happen. And plus, it didn't help that the Clippers were helping them out in a way from the standpoint they were taking dumb shots when they had chances to get back in this game. Paul George, he had a bad game, guys. He had a bad game. In 32 minutes, he had 4 of 17, 2 out of 10, had 4 3-point attempts. Now, yes, he got into early foul trouble, and because of it, you could say it threw him off his game. I believe as well. I believe that the early fouls, he got into foul trouble. There was one really, really dumb foul he committed early in the game when he was reaching in on Luka Doncic, and he reaches in, and then he gets called for his third foul, which was a really, really stupid foul. That was a really stupid, bad foul. And ever since, and because he was in foul trouble, he never got into a rhythm, which, you know, that's what leads to the 4 for 17. He was bad, but, you know, the foul trouble got him in that position. If he wasn't getting himself into foul trouble, he was essentially like Patrick Beverley was last game. Get yourselves into ill-forced, foul trouble. JaMychal Green, who's another player who didn't play particularly well, he only had 2 points. He missed all his 3-point attempts, so he wasn't JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green, he didn't play good either tonight. He had some really bad fouls, and then he just wasn't hitting a shot. That was another thing about the Clippers. They had really good looks. I'm not gonna lie. They had really good looks. They hit 10 of those really good looks. It might be a different story here, guys. It might be a different story, but they had a lot of wide open attempts. Missed them. There was many wide open 3-pointers they had, many wide open 2-pointers they had. Missed them. And look, that's just basketball. You're not going to be, 100% all the time from those areas. Montrez had 10 points. He went 3 or 4 from the field goal. He had 10 free throw attempts, but only made 4. I'm sorry. I love Montrez, but you got to hit your free throws. You hit, 6 of those, 7 of those, game might be a little different. Lou Williams, who I personally think was our second best player on the court, he had 23 points. Again, whereas I believe his name's Mike Trudell. Again, I'm just going to say it enough again. Would you really take Alex Caruso over Lou Williams? I don't think you would. He just dropped 23 tonight. Even in a loss, he still dropped 23. What did Alex Caruso drop? Oh, wait, 2 in a loss. My bad. He played 32 minutes. He went 8 for 13 from the field. He had 2 he had 2 of his 3-pointer out of 5 attempts. He had 5 out of 6 free throw attempts. He had 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He was a leader guy in assists. He was good tonight. He was good. That's all I could ask for. Leonard, Morris, and Williams, I can't criticize them enough. They did it. They brought their job. The other guys didn't do their job. You had some guys, who were in double figures tonight, but, still, you would like to see a JaMychal Green maybe have 8 points and stuff like that. Terrence, man, he played, a minute in the game, but he had a really bad foul at the end of the first half. Shamet in 18 minutes, only 2 points. I'm sorry, he needs to do more than that. He has really regressed in scoring baskets for us. He only hit a 2-pointer off, a layup. But other than that, he didn't really do much of anything. And then his defense was okay, but nothing else. Listen. As I end the video off, as I'm getting to the thing, that's kind of really it. So I'm going to stop the sharing here when it comes to stats. Look, listen, again, the Patrick Beverley being out didn't help at all. Patrick Beverley being gone for this game, yes, it hurt us. But still, at the end of the day, you need guys to step up. You need guys to step up because it's the playoffs. Now, personally, my opinion, I'd say Patrick Beverley needs to play because it's the playoffs. You got guys who are probably playing with nagging injuries. You got damn CJ McCollum. And I know you cannot compare CJ McCollum to Pat Beverley, but still, from an injury standpoint, CJ McCollum's playing with a fracture in his lower back. You're telling me Patrick Beverley can't play with a left calf strain? Damn the risk, or potential risk that could happen. Listen, this is the playoffs. Tough it up and play. Get out there and play. Unless he's like moving like an old grandma, then okay, don't play him. But the thing about the game when I was watching the game, the one thing about the game is us losing off big did not help us. It did not help. The difference is compared to game one, when we were up big and what the Mavericks did is the Mavericks never let us get back in the game. There was a few times when we were on the cusp of getting back in the game. We were on the cusp. We were only 2, 3, 4 points away from getting back and potentially retaking the lead. But Dallas, they put down the foot and they're like, no, not like us. We did it to you guys, but we're not letting you do it to us. You are not coming back in this game. And credit to Dallas. When they needed to hit shots to keep the lead for them, up, they hit them shots. They hit the 2-pointers they needed to hit. They hit the 3-pointers when they needed to hit the 3-pointers they needed to make. And that's credit to them. So congratulations on Dallas for not letting up and not giving in to the Clippers for, firing back. I will give credit where credit is due. I'm just going to be honest. The defense. Defense wasn't good today, guys. The defense wasn't good. You had certain times where the defense was really good. They had good defensive stops and stuff like that. And then you have other possessions on defense where it's like you're fouling way too much, which the Clippers have been fouling way too much, as well as, you would have every time where the defense would fall asleep and, again, let a wide open shooter open for 3 or getting open 2, bang, makes it. The defense, Doc Rivers needs to clean up this defense. And yes, could you say, well, it doesn't help when you have Reggie Jackson and Luke Williams in there, regardless. And then it also doesn't help that Patrick Beverley's not playing. Hey, like I said, you got to play, what you can play. Look, you're one of the best defensive teams in the league. Got to step up on the defense side of the ball. And that's what I saw early in the first quarter in the game one. That's the defense I was thinking we were going to get. So far, we haven't got that close to defense where we're getting up in people's faces and we're being physical. Again, do the refs blowing foul calls? Does it not help? No. But still, you got to play defense. You got to play better defense. You can't have guys driving to the lane easy. You can't be letting guys hit these wide open shots. You got to. We missed a lot of open shots. Hey, it is what it is. It happened with the Lakers yesterday. They had a lot of open shots, that they missed. They missed those open shots. Same here for us. We missed a lot of open shots. Hopefully, game 3, those shots fall and they are made. And then really, the last big thing, which I think is the main reason why the Clippers lost, is the bad performance late in the third quarter. The late third quarter stretch that happened was bad. When we were within 2, the Mavericks go on, I believe, an 11-0 run. And that's when they were up, I believe, 96 or 98 to 85. And that's how they ended the third quarter. And after that, you as a Clipper fan, you're just like, well, damn, that's kind of game because they went on a run. And that was mostly because there was bad basketball by the Clippers, not only offensively, but defensively as well. We were within 2, the striking distance. That was the thing I saw in this game. For every good thing we did, there was a bad thing that came after it. So if we got a really good offensive possession, we would be bad on defense or we would commit a foul. If we had a good defensive possession, we would have a bad offensive possession, which would be either the Clippers forced up a really bad shot or turn over the ball. That was what killed us this game. As somebody looking at this game, what killed us this game, which you can say what happened with the Clippers and how they really lost the game, It was the end of the third quarter. And the Clippers were playing a great third quarter. Coming to the third quarter, the Clippers needed to get back in this game, punch the Dallas Mavericks in the mouth and say, okay, that's it. We had our half. It's time to retaliate. They were playing really good in the third quarter. Kawhi Leonard took a seat down near the tail end of the third quarter. What happened? Bad third quarter in the tail end. And that's how the Mavericks really won the game. They closed out the third quarter perfectly to the point where the Clippers were nearly almost down 20 points. And at that point, the Clippers were struggling just to get back into the game. There was a chance in the fourth quarter where the Clippers were down 10. They were just not taking an opportunity of getting good shots and playing good defense because they couldn't play good defense on the Mavericks bench. And the Mavericks bench, they did phenomenally tonight compared to our bench. And we had one of the best benches in the leagues. So the other bench players outside of Lou Williams and Montrezl Williams, they got to step up. They got to step up. Shaman has to step up. JaMychal Green has to step up in going into game 3. The Clippers as a whole on defense need to step up going to game 3. And those are my keys for game 3. The Clippers got to play really good defense. Now they're in trouble. Well, I wouldn't say they're in trouble. The Clippers are fine where they are now. The series is tied 1-1. You saw Denver earlier today. They lost in a blowout fashion, similar to what we did. And I guarantee you Dallas is fine. I mean, not Dallas. Denver is fine. They're like, okay, it was just a one-off game. Utah, came in the stretch and stuff like that. And people are going to say, well, the Clippers should be, looking at the Clippers potentially could be down 2-0. The same thing could be said with the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, that game went wire to wire with the Utah Jazz in game 1. They could be down. You could say the same thing for Utah. I mean, Denver. They could be down 2-0 as well. Look, my thing for the Clippers, game 3 is 1, they need to start off the same intensity they started off in game 1, where they get up in Dallas's face and tell them, like, no more. They're going to obviously look back at the field. Look, if this loss woke up the Clippers, I hope it did, and it woke up the Clippers and saying, okay, all right, listen, we need to take these guys more seriously. We were taking them serious, but we need to take them more seriously now. Because these guys, we can be down 2-1 after game 3 if we don't take these guys serious. So 1, I expect Paul George to come back and hit some more shots than he did instead of go 4 for 17. Hopefully Patrick Beverley comes back on Friday for game 3. I don't think he will. Hopefully Doc Rivers just tells him, like, yo, just stay in your room and ice up your calf, and we'll reevaluate you, on Friday. Listen, that's what I gotta say. Again, it is the same left calf that's been plaguing him in the bubble. Listen, if he's moving better, play him. Like, you clearly can see he's missed on defense, and hopefully Pat Bev can come back sooner rather than later. Like I said, game 3, that's going to be a must-win game for the Clippers. Going to be a must-win game for the Clippers because they got to assert their dominance and be like, okay, Mavericks, for 2 games, we let you guys play around and get confident. All right, now it's time to turn on the gears and play. And that means everybody else got to step up and stuff like that. I would also like Zubac to get more minutes. Zubac needs to play at least 20 minutes a game. He needs to play 20 minutes a game. The Clippers need to start off the game crazy. They need to start the game. My thing is this. With the Clippers, they need to do what the Mavericks are doing to them. Drive in, and if there's an open person for 3, you kick it out, and, you hope the guy who you're kicking out to makes the 3. I honestly believe that the Clippers, all they need to do is really drive in, go to the line, go get fouled. There was a point in that third quarter where we were early in the bonus. The Clippers were taking jump shots when they should just be driving and go getting fouled. Because any contact, guess what? That's straight to the line. And that's 2 free points right there. So the Clippers, they're going to have to assert their dominance starting game 3 on Friday. It starts Friday. So Clippers tomorrow, look at the film, make adjustments, and come back for game 3 and hopefully to some players play better, like a Paul George, a Reggie Jackson. I'm praying he plays better. Otherwise, he's going to be unplayable for this series. Honestly, I just say sit him for the rest of the series and give us Rodney McGruder minutes. Hopefully JaMychal Green plays better. Hopefully you see Zubac be more integrated into the offense. Hopefully Shamet gets more integrated in the offense. I'm waiting for him to go off. I said Shamet can be an X factor like he was in the Blazers game. In that Blazers game, he was very aggressive when he was making shots. And you can see that his confidence is up. When he's not making shots, his confidence is low. He's passing up threes and stuff like that. These guys need to step their games up. And that's all really I got to say. That's all I got to say. So the Clippers, they got to go into game 3 and assert their dominance and win that game 3. Otherwise, the Clippers could be looking themselves into some trouble. And, I'd rather be up 2-1 than be down 2-1. So other than that, guys, look, the Mavericks look like they got some confidence now, and they feel confident that they can beat him. Game 3, the Clippers got to come up and be like, okay, you guys had your little confidence streak. Now it's time we shut that stuff down, and it's time we knock your confidence and make it no more. Anyways, look, that's all I got to say. The Clippers, they got to play better. That's frankly what they got to do. They got to play better on offense. They got to play better on defense and stuff like that. So other than that, hopefully Patrick Beverley is able to go. So yeah, so if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section what's your thoughts that the Clippers can do to get back and take a 2-1 series lead starting on Friday in game 3. And I guess your thoughts on any other Clipper things. As well as hit that subscribe button to get more, Clipper playoff content. I'm hoping that we don't get kicked out early. Because we'll be hearing it for the rest of time. I will say that. We got to take it to this Mavericks team. They're feeling confident. We got to knock that confidence down. So I expect the Clippers to get hot starting off game 3. And yeah, so we're just going to see what happens in game 3. And I'll be back on Friday for the game 3 recap of Clippers Mavs. Until then, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It's been Camfrey15, and I'm signing out. Hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your night. So till then, guys, be safe. Peace.